no! Oh no! Wait, what? It's not cost effective to be a food app delivery worker in 2023? Say it ain't so! New York Post. Food delivery workers face reduced hours and tips after New York City's minimum wage hike report. According to recent reports, food delivery workers in New York City are facing reduced hours and tips following the city's recent increase in their minimum wage. The new wage, which went into effect on Monday, is a mandated minimum of $17.96 per hour before tips. However, apps like Uber Eats and DoorDash have changed their tipping practices in response to the new wage standard. Those changes have resulted in a decrease in tips for delivery workers, and the city's Department of Consumer and Workers Protection, DCWP, is currently reviewing the situation. In summary, the recent hike in New York City's minimum wage for food delivery workers has led to unintended consequences, which workers facing reduced hours and tips due to changes in tipping practices by delivery apps. Alright, so let's take a look at the citations. Okay. Let's continue. Next. Okay, from the review. Next. Okay. Next, please. Okay. Next. Okay. Okay. More citations. More citations. And more citations. Alright. So there you have it, my friends. In economic jargon, it's called a moral hazard. When you do one thing and you don't anticipate the consequences of therein, it creates a moral hazard. Okay? And that is what is happening. Now, I've gone on record many times stating unequivocally that the food and beverage and restaurant industry works on very small margins. Okay? How much profit do you think is in there for a restaurant owner who runs a small pizza shop? How much profit do you think he makes on a slice of pizza after he pays his bills, his rent, maybe his mortgage, maybe the property tax, and pays the salary of his employees? How much money you think is left in profit for every slice of pizza he sells? How much money do you think is left over? Like I said, the restaurant industry works on very small margins. There's not enough money to go around at the end of the day. So if you raise the minimum wage standard, as this article is stating, and now you're going to hike up prices, the consumer on the other side of the phone is going to balk. They're going to say, well, I don't want to pay more to get the delivery service. I don't want to have to pay more. I don't want to have to tip more. So what do you think they're going to do? They're going to place an order directly with the restaurant, and guess what? They will most likely pick it up themselves or not place an order, period. Because at the end of the day, the restaurant is going to pass on the extra fees and extra costs, the inflation, onto the consumer. And at that point, the consumer is going to say, no, I'm not going to pay more. I'm only willing to pay $3 for a slice of pizza, let's say hypothetically, I don't know how much a slice of pizza costs, but let's say $3 a slice. I don't want to pay $3.75 plus give the driver a tip. I'm not going to pay that much. And this is what happens. The gig economy, the app food delivery gig economy cannot support paying the drivers more money. And the restaurants are not going to support that wage. And that's what is going to happen. You're going to see less drivers, less hours, less tips, because the consumer is going to balk. Now, personally speaking, I would never use those apps to place orders with. If I want to buy pizza, I'm going to call up the local joint directly. I'm going to bypass the apps. I'm going to call up Joe, my local pizza man restaurant owner. I'm going to say, hey, Joe, this is tacos. Can you make me a large pie? How long is it going to take? Oh, it's going to take 40 minutes. Okay, great. I'm going to pick it up. I'm going to go and pick it up myself. Because I'm not going to pay the extra fees that the app companies charge in order for me to get a service. And like I said, the restaurants work on very, very small margins. The consumer is not going to spend more if he doesn't have to. I'm willing to pay $2.75 a slice. I'm not willing to pay $3 and plus a tip for a slice. Oh no, I'm not going to pay that. And that is what is going to happen. All those gig workers, those guys on bicycles, they're not going to have much of a job. Because the consumer, like I said, ain't going to pay more. And like I said, from the restaurant side of the transaction, they work on small margins. At the end of the day, there's not much money in running a restaurant. They work on small margins. Again, I'm going to reiterate. How much profit do you think there is in a slice of pizza at the end of the day, after the restaurant owner paid all the bills, paid his staff? At the end of the day, how much money is he making off that slice? If he's selling a slice of pizza for $3.75 or $2.75 or $3.50 or $2.50, whatever the price is, how much profit do you think is left over from that slice of pizza to take home? Like I said, if you don't understand the restaurant industry, you don't understand how the restaurant industry works, you're not gonna get it. There's not much money left at the end of the day to pay the gig workers that minimum wage standard. It's not supported. The economy cannot support the gigger. So this is what's going to happen. And if you're a gigger and you're delivering food, in my opinion, and you're getting affected by this directly, because it only proves what I had been saying. But nobody listens to me. Because what the hell do I know? I'm just a rock star, pumping out like hit after hit. I'm nominated for like 10 Grammys. What the hell do I know? But I do know this. Restaurants work on very small margins. At the end of the day, they cannot afford to lose money on the deal. And that's what's happening. Unintended consequences, a moral hazard is being caused because some dude up in Albany or wherever the hell he is decided, gee, you know what? We're going to raise the minimum wage standard and you're going to have to pay this minimum wage standard for all gig workers. And that's what you're going to have. You caused a moral hazard because nobody asked the restaurateurs for their input. And there you have it. At the end of the day, there's not much money in it for the gigger.